Okay, moving on, I already make a UV for this wall, and I actually make the wall a little bit simpler just for these demo purposes. Okay, so again, I have my first UV. Okay, so I have this UV ready, the big one, and I'm going to create my second UV, which is the small one for the dirt. Okay, so again, if you go to UV set, okay, by default there's only one UV. Okay, but you can create like another one by clicking here. So what it means that it will copy whatever you have here as a UV map, and then it'll be placed in the new UV set. Okay, so the new UV set will be placed underneath here. Okay, so let's click that. Okay, then you can see you have map 1 and you have UV set. Okay, so this is the two UV set that you need to have. Okay, now for the first one, we're gonna leave it the way it is, right? And for the second one, we're going to kind of like scale it down so it match or inside the boundary box that we have here. Okay, maybe something like that. Okay, so this is the boundary box, and the second one will be used for the unique dirt patch. Okay, now I'm going to minimize the UV. I mean, you can rename the UV set if you want. So you can UV set, and you can rename then like brick underscore UV set. Okay, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is for now, right? And again, I'm going to assign a material just to test if my texture can load properly inside Redshift. Okay, so got file here, and then got the brick. Okay, press 6. Okay, it seems working fine, right? And UV, so I'm gonna put my UV here. Okay, and I'm going to load my dirt. Okay, just gonna use this one and see if everything's okay. Okay, so everything can be loaded properly. Now, so we finish creating the UV set, and then we're gonna move on to this portion here. We're going to create a layer texture in which we can combine this texture file together. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my Hypershade, right? And this is my Hypershade look like. Okay, and I'm going to delete whatever we have here. Okay, so I'm just gonna create layer texture. So I'm using the same previous Redshift material. Okay, and I'm going to find layer texture. Okay, if you cannot find, alright, you can just type there layer texture. It's easy. So this is my layer texture. Again, this is a special node in which you can combine many texture file. Okay, so the way it works is very similar to like Photoshop. You can put layer by just clicking here. Alright, right now I have 4 layer. Then like the right one mean the bottom layer. So this guy at the back mean the most bottom layer, whereas this guy in the front mean upper layer, the layer on the top. Okay, and if you want to delete, you can just press this X button, then you can delete. Okay, let's say I want to change this to red. Okay, and then I'm going to move this guy. You can use your middle mouse button to kind of move it. Okay, very simple, right? Like that. Now, I'm going to click this bottom one, and I'm going to put the brick, right? Because the brick is supposed to be at the bottom. Then we're gonna put the dirt on the top. Okay, so this is what my Hypershade look like, and I'm gonna click this, and you can rename this to brick file or whatever, right? And you can call this brick. Very simple one. Okay, and on the top, I'm going to put the dirt. Okay, so I'm gonna click this again. Dirt. Okay, so I want to arrange this so the brick supposed to be at the bottom, the top one is supposed to be dirt. Okay. Bring to my mouse. Okay. And if you go back, right, this is why. Okay. So let's close the UV. Now, so the dirt is on the top, and there is this button for you to make it visible, right? So if I take this off, this will show the layer underneath, which is the brick. Okay, so the brick will always be visible. Otherwise, if you take off, it will become black. Okay, so oops, so everything works perfectly. Now, the next bit that I'm gonna do is that I'm going to connect, right? So go back to Photoshop. So I'm going to connect the brick file with the bigger UV map and the dirt file with the smaller UV map. Okay, so to do that, we need to go to Windows, Relationship Editors, and then the UV linking. Okay, and this will open up the texture centric window. Okay, and you click the object. Right, now as you can see here, so again, if I look at the dirt, right, the dirt should not be connected to map 1 because map 1 are supposed to be for the bigger UV map, which is the brick. Okay, so click the second one, okay, whatever you rename that, right, the brick, and stay on the map 1. Okay, now if you look at it, right, go back here, nothing really much changed. Okay, that's because like we haven't put alpha on the layer texture. Okay, that's why like the dirt covering the entire bricks. Okay, so an alpha is pretty simple. So it's just a black and white texture. So you can put something like that, right? Or you can put something like this. Okay, so this is what my alpha look like, and its size is 2000 by 2000. Okay, so what it means, like whenever there is this white, that means the dirt should be appear. When there is this black, that means the dirt shouldn't be appear. Okay, but you can also invert the value. So whatever is white can be black, and whatever is black can be white. So you can inverse in Maya pretty easily. Okay, so do you notice this one have a bit of watermark? So maybe a bit of dirt will happen here. Okay, so go back to Maya. So again, this is my dirt file and this is my brick. So make sure you select the dirt one. And here, there is this thing called alpha. So I'm going to click that one. Right. And this is where I'm going to put my alpha file. Right. And this is grunge. Okay. And I want to open. Okay. And you can change the blending because right now there is no blending. So I can change that to over. Right. And I'll get something like that. Okay. Now make sure before you finish it up, you go back to Relationship Editor and you go back to Texture Centric. Now, because you put this alpha, right? So let's call this like dirt alpha. Make sure like this dirt alpha is set to the correct UV map, right? Because right now it's set to map 1, which is incorrect. The dirt alpha should connect to UV set 2, okay? In the same group with the dirt. So dirt UV in second UV set, dirt alpha also should follow, but the brick is set to map 1. Okay, and you should get something like this. Okay, so the brick texture is set in the proper UV map, and the texture of the dirt is set into a different UV set. Okay, now I'm going to show you something. So if you use the same UV map for the brick is going to have a lower texture resolution. Right, so let's say like, okay, maybe I should snap this. Right, so right now the brick is small and it's pretty high res. Everything is nice and seamless. Okay, and I'm going to minimize it. And if I use the same texture map for everything, okay, which is this one. Okay, when I go back, right, you see the brick is different. Okay, now the brick is kind of like right, so the brick is kind of low res. Okay, so this is what it means by having like two different UV set. So one is for the repeated seamless, and the other one is for the dirt on the top. Okay, it may not be perfect, but it will do the job for now.